Arrest has been made in the case of the missing 14-year-old that was found Friday. News 12's crime reporter Krista McNally has exclusive information about this case.
It was probably the most amazing feeling in the world to have her safe in my arms.
A relieved father recalls the moment he first saw his daughter after she was missing for nearly a month. 14-year-old Emma Ray Gervasi was discovered early Friday afternoon on a boat in Islip. Police confirmed an arrest was made in her case, but neither police nor the district attorney will confirm the name of the suspect. According to court documents we uncovered, 64-year-old Frances Buckheit was arrested Friday, the day Emma was found, for allegedly abducting a girl and restraining her on his boat.
The word on the streets, from what I heard, is that he's in jail right now looking at some felony charges. It is an active investigation.
Buckheit is facing kidnapping, endangering the welfare of a child, and other charges.
Him and the group of people that are involved with him all need to go away. There's no doubt about it.
The boat the 14-year-old was allegedly kept on was docked here outside of the Whitecap Fish Market in Islip. The boat named Phoenix was seen being impounded by Suffolk police on Saturday. Frank Gervasi says he found his daughter on the vessel thanks to an anonymous tip.
They called me and said, your daughter's on that boat.
Meantime, the court documents revealed that Buckheit allegedly restrained his victim on his boat, a place where she was unlikely to be found, and intentionally abused her. He is accused of these crimes between December 13th through January 3rd. Emma Ray left her home on December 9th and was found on the 3rd.
Terrible thing. Terrible thing.
I have grandchildren. I am worried, sure.
Parents should be concerned everywhere, not just the Islip area. There's trafficking everywhere, all over the island. It's across the country. It's a big problem.
In Islip, Krista McNally, News 12 Long Island.
Yeah, very scary stuff here. Emma Ray's father says she's doing well, and police tell us the investigation is ongoing. We'll keep an eye on things for sure.
A developing story right now for you. A grand jury is now expected to review the case of a deadly customer-employee dispute at AutoZone. Xavier Webb was arrested from his hospital bed on Monday. Prosecutors say the Newburgh AutoZone clerk shot 49-year-old Carlos Colon with an illegal firearm after Colon stabbed him. The store dispute is the second in Newburgh in 2 days. On Sunday, town of Newburgh police say a 54-year-old man named Ronnie Williams strangled and punched a female worker at the Kohl's Sephora counter. People in the area say these incidents are so disturbing.
Our town is in shambles. We need a change.
The world's going crazy a little bit. I don't know. People are getting desperate.
Webb is facing weapons and evidence tampering charges, and Williams is charged with strangulation and assault. Authorities have not said what prompted either of those disputes.
Oh, have you ever driven on the Garden State Parkway and felt like it's the last lap of the Daytona 500? Well, as News 12's Jim Murdoch tells us, a proposal to change those speed limits to the realistic flow of traffic could become a reality on our major highways and interstates.
Is anybody doing 65?
Absolutely not. No, definitely not. People go 70, 73.
And here lies the issue that's got the attention of State Senator Declan O'Scanlan, who wants to see the speed limits on limited access highways like the Parkway and Route 18 adjusted to what we're driving.
Set speed limits based on sound engineering criteria, which is you go out and you measure free-flowing traffic and you set the speed limit at or below which 85% of people are traveling.
With help from the Wall Township Police, we measured the speeds of 43 cars on this section of Route 18 where the limit is 55 miles per hour. Average speed, 63.5 miles per hour. We then entered the Parkway, set our news truck cruise control at 65, and watched traffic blow by us. Drivers had mixed reactions to the senator's proposal.
I think it's a bad thing because if you changed it to 75, you'd have guys going even higher. 65, an accident at 65, God forbid, is bad. 55 is too slow. 65 is a very good number.
I think it's a good idea. Most people are pretty careful, but sometimes you get the fast ones and, but an average speed is an average speed.
They think that they need to do a study, for sure. And we didn't see any cops, really, the whole ride down, even coming back.
O'Scanlan says the biggest issues happen when flowing traffic doing 75 all of a sudden slam on their brakes when they spot police, and the speed changes could go in either direction.
It's whatever people are driving naturally. You want to gravitate the speed limit towards that, again, so you don't have disparity in speeds.
So where does this bill stand? Well, the senator says it's already been introduced and he hopes to gather more support as 2025 moves forward. That's the latest here at the Judy Blume rest stop in Monmouth County. Jim Murdoch, News 12, New Jersey.
A California man appeared in court today accused of coming to Norwalk to try and stab a family member with a machete. Police arrested Patrick Norris over the weekend after a brief standoff. The former Norwalk resident told police he waited outside the victim's home for hours. News 12 Connecticut's Marissa Alter reports.
Mr. Norris is 26 years old.
Patrick Norris is accused of traveling across the country with a machete to attack his father at his home in Norwalk.
He did indicate to police on 2 separate occasions during the incident. At one point, he intended to stab his father. On another occasion, that he was going to crack him over the skull.
Police responded to a home on Scribner Avenue around 7:30 Saturday morning for a call about an unwanted guest outside.
When police arrived, they found the man in the backyard as they were told, but he had a long machete with him, a 3-foot machete. When officers spoke with him, he said that he's been waiting there for 6 hours.
Sergeant Ryan Everts told News 12 Norris was initially uncooperative, but officers got through to him after about 40 minutes of negotiations.
They were able to convince him to put the weapon down, and thankfully it came to a good resolution in this situation.
At Norris's arraignment, the judge issued a protective order barring Norris from having contact with his father. The judge also noted that mental health issues may be behind what happened.
Of grave concern to the state, Your Honor, is that Mr. Norris allegedly has a history of being violent with family members.
The state asked for a bond of $250,000. The public defender's office countered that Norris has no prior record or money.
While he had previously lived in California, that lease has now lapsed. He's now currently homeless. No means of support. A $1,000 bond might as well be a $1 million bond. No means to make bond of any kind.
Judge Robert Golger called the details in the police report disturbing and set bond at $250,000. If Norris is able to post it, he will be on GPS monitoring. In Stamford, Marissa Alter, News 12, Connecticut.
Well, Norris is charged with criminal attempt at first-degree assault, carrying a dangerous weapon, and disorderly conduct.
Welcome back to News 12 Brooklyn. I'm Amanda Bossard. Use a trash bin or face a fine. That's the messaging from the Department of Sanitation. But it's a message that seems to be getting lost with some of the residents in East Flatbush. News 12's Karina Gary is along East 21st Street, speaking with residents about what they need to know to avoid those fines.
Trash day means giant black and white trash bags line the curb outside these East Flatbush homes. The only problem is these bags filled with leftover pizza crusts and days-old fruit aren't supposed to be left out like this anymore.
It's really simple. You have trash, you have to have it in the bin on your collection day.
That's because a citywide mandate put in place last November requires homes with up to 9 units to use garbage bins with securable lids.
Starting November 12th of 2024, we started a warning period. We issued over 70,000 warnings across all 5 boroughs. The highest concentration of warnings were in Queens and Brooklyn.
Walking here along East 45th Street, you can see that many people are abiding by the rules, but others, like you see here, are taking a risk of facing fines by leaving the bags on the curb.
Not yet. I'm not aware of no new rules yet.
Residents like Kieran either don't know about the new mandate or say they are confused by the new rules. Since January 2nd, DSNY says they have issued close to 500 tickets. The first fine is for $50, the second for $100, and the third is for $200.
We always allow our enforcement personnel to use discretion, but ultimately, as time goes on, it's going to be less and less discretion, and it's going to be, all right, we have to issue a fine now.
For those who don't want to receive a summons, you can purchase an official New York City trash bin for $45 or $53, depending on the size. For more information, you can go to our website at news12.com. In East Flatbush, Karina Gary, News 12 Brooklyn.
There's new information tonight in the Port Jervis death investigation of a toddler. News 12 has now learned that the tragedy happened on the same street where another child died several years ago. Our Blaze Gomez has the latest on this developing case.
Neighbors and loved ones on Hornbeck Avenue are in shock.
She was a sweetheart, and it's really hard.
It's where Port Jervis police say a 1-year-old girl was found unresponsive and later died at the hospital. This family friend says he was inside the girl's home when the emergency unfolded Saturday afternoon.
It's a shame what had happened. Hold your loved ones, keep them close.
Police say a neighbor was performing CPR inside a residence here and that rescuers also tried to save the girl's life. They haven't said what caused the child's death, but an official source close to the investigation says the child had been sick with congestion. Port Jervis police say Child Protective Services has been notified. The child's grandfather, William Callis, contacted us by email and says his son loved the little girl named Olivia and is shattered along with the baby's mother. This is the same block where a newborn was killed by her mother in 2019. And an official source confirms to News 12 that the mother in that case, who remains incarcerated for the crime, lived in the same multifamily home where this latest tragedy happened. It's not clear if the families are related, but News 12 is told the two cases are not. For now, police and the family await the results of toxicology tests and an autopsy. Blaise Gomez, News 12.
Well, if you've ever traveled along Flatbush Avenue, you might have seen vans picking up passengers.
News 12's Jody Juliana Powell spoke to passengers who are using these vans more as an alternative to MTA trains and buses. Jody.
The unmarked van pulls up to the bus stop, beeps their horn, boards passengers, then takes off. And in a couple minutes, another one comes to repeat the cycle. They are known to Brooklynites as the dollar van.
The dollar vans is not $1 anymore, it's $2.
Commuters tell me these dollar vans started in the 80s. Now, people ride them for different reasons.
Gets you to your point way faster because on a bus, it's scheduled to stop at certain places, like local stops.
Duran, a frequent passenger, says speed isn't the only pro.
I feel more safe when I'm driving with them rather than on the MTA.
When I have no change for the bus, I take the dollar van.
Commuters tell me saving that 90 cents and getting to your destination quicker doesn't outweigh the cons of these unregistered vans.
It's not safe. They don't have insurance. You get into a car accident, you're just beat.
According to the TLC, unlicensed operators are responsible for 70 out of 75 violations on our streets. In a statement, the chair of the Committee on Transportation and Infrastructure said, quote, "We are working to strike a balance, revitalizing the licensed commuter van industry while cracking down on unlicensed operators, and ensuring that commuter vans respect and support the vital work of bus operators. By balancing enforcement and thoughtful policy updates, we can create a safer, more equitable transit ecosystem." But for now, commuters say they will continue to ride these vans, especially as MTA fares increase.
No, that's not my concern. Just getting where I have to go.
From Flatbush, Jody Juliana Powell, News 12, Brooklyn.